to do whatever I have to do to help my spouse, because I think I not even I think I know for a fact that when you are married, there's so much compromise and so much feedback and
Yeah.
so much give back that you have to give. You can't be selfish and be
It's a give and
married.
take. It's a give and take in
Right. You
marriage.
can't be selfish and be married. If you're selfish, you're not gonna be married, because
Not long.
not long, because it's just not gonna work.
Mm-mm.
It's not gonna
It
work.
won't.
You gotta be able to compromise. You may not always compromise, but you gotta compromise every
Yeah.
now and then.
You got to be able to say, look, whatever it is. For example, husband, I want to do this, or wife, I want to do this. What do you think? And actually learn to listen. Because I'm gonna be real transparent right now. Sometimes I'm more quick to respond than I am listening,
Yeah, I know that, but I'm
which is
glad you're
not.
saying that.
No, I'm just saying, and I know it's some people out there the same way as me, and I'm learning that for myself. Okay, I'm like, okay, listen first,
Hmm.
see what he's saying. Put it all in your head. Then think about what he's saying. Don't be ready to respond already. Because if I'm already responding before I even hear anything you're saying, then you know, I just said, you know what, whatever to whatever you say. I'm not even listening to you.
Hmm.
I don't pretty much stowed away whatever you just said. It didn't even register in my head.
Drop the beat now.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's good to be back. It's
It's
been a
good to be
while.
back. Been too long.
It's only been a couple of
I
weeks.
know. Been about 2 weeks,
Yeah,
which is a long time,
yeah, not that. Anyway,
considering.
yeah, considering.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we definitely been missing you guys, and we just we've been trying to get a couple of things in place,
Right. Trying to do some
change our
changes.
change our look, change our whole feel.
Yeah.
So
Still working on the look.
yeah, we're still working on the look. We're gonna get that together.
Right.
Um, do a couple other things, but right now we thought we should get on because it's been too long, so we thought we should get on and just talk for a minute.
Yeah. We don't want to lose what we do have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The small army that we do have. We thank you very much for being loyal listeners.
Yes.
So we just wanted to get on and say hello.
Right. And if
Um,
you are watching and you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. Come on in the family to our new podcast that we have. We just changed our brand and everything. So yeah, so talking about that, my name is Tara
my name is Pedro.
and welcome to Marriage Can Heal podcast.
Yes, formerly the God is Real and Raw
Yeah.
podcast.
Mhm.
We have decided to change the name. We'll get to that in a minute,
Yeah.
but just want to just say thank you for joining us again.
Yeah.
So how was your week so far, babe?
I had a good week, finally got over a cough,
You're not
which
over the cough.
I mean, it was bad at first, but I went from a whole sinus, situation to then having a
Hmm.
cough that was nonstop, and then now it have gotten better. I must say, I definitely needed a whole lot of prayers, so I'm not complaining because it could be still there.
Well, you sang on Sunday.
Yeah,
You the way you sang, you wouldn't even think that you had a cough,
right. It's just like when I sang,
and it goes away.
God just be right there in the midst.
Mm.
I promise you. And I was praying and I had asked my friends and family to pray for my cough because that's how much it was hurting my throat so bad. But
You found all kind of different lemon teas and
right,
ginger teas that you didn't know even existed.
right. So, my husband, he's so sweet. You have been always trying to make sure I had what I needed. But seemed like he picked up a cough a little bit now too. But not as bad as what I had.
Nah, I think it's just the cold weather
Yeah,
in the UK, as people say.
yeah,
What about the cold weather? It's not that bad. And I
yeah.
don't wear a jacket. That's the other thing.
Well, I wear my jacket because I know I can't,
I get
and I
too
need to
hot.
find my other scarf. But anyway, I was just more saying, to wrap up my neck. So I want we having consistent more coughing coming that I
Right.
don't need.
Okay.
But yeah, how about you, husband?
My week has been good. Working as usual. Driving up and down. So that's about it.
My favorite part of our weekend is that we had the opportunity to spend some time together alone
Yeah. No kids.
with no children.
Hallelujah.
Now, how many of you guys can say,
There's a lot of people that can say that.
yeah? But, I was really happy to have that. We needed that.
Mm-hmm.
It's important that husband and wife spend quality time together,
Yep.
build that bond
You still got on my
again.
nerves.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you didn't get on my nerves. You didn't get on my nerves until we got back home.
You know what? I felt the same way. I was like,
Whatever.
why did the atmosphere change so much when we got back home? It was crazy.
Because you went back into mommy mode.
You know what? Same. You went back into daddy mode, but I think we got back into our routine. But that doesn't mean we had to change our whole attitude.
My attitude didn't change.
Yeah.
Mm. Not even gonna go there because I'm not gonna revisit the past.
Yeah, we don't live there. But but yeah, I was just really happy about the
We
time
don't
that we
live there
spent together.
when it concerns you.
Mm. But
Hmm.
I'm just really happy that we, like I said, spend time together because we haven't done that in a long time, and I really want to do that
We haven't
again.
done that ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not since we had children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had a little tire trouble
Yeah.
and a hotel trouble, but God worked it out.
He did.
He
Thank
worked
the
it all
Lord for
out.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So it all worked out.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. But like I said, we're not gonna, bore you guys with our life story.
But that's what this is
I
about.
know, I'm just joking. But I just wanted to get into it, because we wanted to get
Okay,
into
yeah,
what
let's
we was
jump. Let's
talking
jump
about.
right in.
Well, first we need to pray.
Let's pray.
You want to pray? You want me to pray?
I pray.
Okay.
Lord, thank you for this day. Lord, thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here to do this podcast. And Lord, as we talk today about the things we have chosen to do and change up on our podcast, that we can help someone else that may be going through some things in their marriage and just different things like that. Lord, I'm asking you, Lord, to be with each person that listen and help them to share this podcast with different people that may help them. Thank you, Lord, for your loving grace. I pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
So
So
let's
yeah,
get
so
it.
like we started a little over a year ago,
Yeah.
and we started the God is Real and Raw podcast.
Yeah.
We've been blessed to be also put on the Vintage Radio London on
Yeah.
Sundays at 3 to
Mm-hmm.
4,
Yeah.
and we, as you know, do the YouTube page.
Yeah.
We decided that we wanted to change our goal when we first did the God is Real and Raw was to do for marriage, to talk about our marriage and to
Yeah.
talk about different things in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Had people on. Um, it kind of morphed and kind of went different ways. We
Yeah.
kind of got off track for a little while because we was new at it. We kind of,
We was trying to find
yeah,
ourselves
trying to find ourselves,
as
trying to find our
podcasting.
niche, trying to
Yeah.
find our
What worked
way.
for us?
Yeah. And then like a couple of weeks ago, we decided, or Tara came to me, and we decided that we should need to change our
Our name.
podcast. Yeah, change our name
Yeah, our brand
and
because
our brand. Cause yeah, go ahead.
I felt like we reaching more talking to we want to reach more people that's like want to get married or in a marriage already in a relationship and just talk about different struggles and how to help them through that,
Right.
and also have some special guests on that have been married or want to be married and have them talk about their experiences. They may be able to help you as well. So that's something that we leaning towards and why we chose to change our brand and our
Well,
name.
you forgot the main thing actually.
What's that?
For me, I want to change the brand. I want to change the brand because God God put marriage as a sacred and holy sanctified thing
Right.
between man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
And for since the beginning of time, the devil has been trying to break that bond and break that goal and break that. He has succeeded every time. When God made something good, the devil makes something bad.
Yeah.
And I just think that marriage right now is at a boiling point. Marriages are failing at a very high rate.
Yeah.
Marriages are people are just quick to just say, "I'm just going to get a
I'm
divorce.
done.
I'm
Yeah.
done," and we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Um, Marriage is at a rate of just that people just now don't recognize it or don't value it the way that it should be valued.
Right.
It should be the most highly valued, one of the most highly valued things in our lives. Once you have the chance to be married to someone
Yeah.
um, of the opposite sex,
Yeah. To
um,
make that clear.
yeah, make that clear, of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Um, so man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
I know that may offend some people, but that's just what we believe.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we hate on anybody or we dislike anybody.
Right.
We just believe in man and woman.
Yeah.
Um, so to me, doing the marriage can heal is because we need to heal our marriages out there because it's just really getting bad out there.
It's a lot
You
of
see it
people
all that
struggling.
you see. I'm not a celebrity person, but you see a lot of celebrities breaking up,
Yeah.
been together 20 years and then they quit
Yeah.
or
10,
they say,
14,
"Oh,
10,
we're
14,
done,"
20 years.
and this the funny. I mean, I don't know. I respect some marriages, especially the celebrities. I'm going to use them as an example because they're put into the spotlight. But I can respect some of the marriages because some people say, why are certain people married to other people?
Right.
They don't really love them.
Mm.
But the fact that they're still together has to mean something.
Yeah.
Now we're not behind closed doors, so we can't
We don't know
know
exactly what's going
exactly,
on.
right? But the fact that they're still married gotta mean something.
Yeah.
Because people nowadays are just really quick to be like, "Oh, yeah, they." It's like TV shows; they just go from one to the next, to the next, to the next.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It make it seem like a marriage is a series, and after the
yeah, the
series is
marriage is a
over,
series. Is yeah,
then
yeah,
they done.
yeah, and
After
I
you have invested
yeah, and I just
all of
don't,
that time.
Also, they have really diluted it by. I was watching a TV series the other day, and I noticed I just that particular one, but there's other ones too. But why is it like in the TV series they always end up sleeping with each other?
Some of the marriage people.
No, not even just marriage. Just in they get some get married, but like they just jump the. I'm getting a little off track there. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Mm.
because it just
Yeah, I'm
bothers
trying
me.
to figure out where you're going.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
stay
don't
on
know.
task.
Stay on task. I mean, because I could. Well, to me, that just dilutes pure marriage.
You
So
basically
like,
saying having sex
Friends.
before marriage.
Yeah, like
That's what you're
Friends, right?
saying.
Yeah, like the TV series Friends.
Hmm.
They all end up sleeping with each other.
Yeah, but then they at
Rachel
the
goes
end
to
somebody they
Ross.
get married.
Ross goes to Phoebe. Then Rachel goes to Joey, and Joey. They just jumping around. The only ones that stayed monogamous was and I'm not even sure, was Chandler and um
And Monica.
Monica. Yeah, they got married. But I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
But
I
that's
think
just
I think I was.
TV.
Yeah,
That's just
I know, but
TV.
but
You
no,
can't
but
compare that to real life.
I'm not comparing it to real life. But you have to understand. You say it's just TV,
Hmm.
but people are watching the TV, and they are then saying, if they could do it, I could do it. See, you just discounted TV. TV is a very strong Grey's Anatomy. Um, all these TV
All of these
shows.
shows, yeah,
Yeah, like these shows really cultivate the way people think about marriage
or life,
or
period.
life. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why I brought it up like that.
Well, yeah, I can see that because you just like you telling your children, be careful what you watch because be careful what you perceive in your mind or put in your mind
Hmm.
because then you may start thinking, oh, maybe.
Right,
So yeah, so
As
that's to
Pastor
me,
Phil was just talking about that
right?
um on Generation X YouTube on the show Friday night, Generation X, where he was saying that what we put into our minds is what we are,
Yeah,
and
or what
that's
we will become.
what we will become. And that's why I was saying, like, that's why I brought up the TV because we watching the TV and the devil has corrupted the TV to where it just dilutes marriage, where people just don't respect marriage anymore. It's just a footnote. You
For
know,
some people,
for some people, right?
not all people.
Right. Well, obviously, I'm talking about the people that
Yeah,
don't. I'm not talking about the people that are faithful and they work through it and they, no matter what, stick through it. And I'm not talking about those folks. I'm talking about
right.
the ones that just like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna get another man.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And the
oh,
reason
you're
also,
not paying. You're not doing what you need to do for me. You're not giving me enough money, so I'm gonna go get me a man that can
right,
provide. Or, you know, you're not giving me sex, as a wife. So I'm
right.
gonna go find me another woman that's gonna give it to me
Or a
anytime I
husband,
want.
or a husband, and go vice versa.
Well, I know. I'm just giving
Mm,
two different variations.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the one reason when I thought about changing the name, Marriage Can Heal, it just came on me like I was watching a podcast actually that talk about marriage, and while I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, oh my goodness, we need to change what we're doing because we want if we want to reach more people that's in marriages that's having a hard time, maybe they can learn something from us. We've been in marriage for what 17 years. We got to
Hmm.
have something to offer.
We should have some knowledge.
We have some knowledge or
We're
something for
not
someone.
perfect, and we still
Yeah,
we still learning every day.
we're not geniuses, but
Oh my
I'm sure
goodness.
we
I
have people
definitely, my
that
wife
can
make me learn
relate.
something new every day, something
Right.
that I dislike about her every day.
Right. That can that can relate to us, on marriage, So hopefully it won't be like my husband that I always talk about and I like him, but I don't like him either. If he only knew.
That's
But I'm
fine.
saying,
I
but
don't
the
care.
point
But
is
see, I don't like you.
but
Would you
okay,
like me to explain that
okay, but,
again?
no, let's just move on, please.
Thank
So
you.
the point is talking about, you know, the marriage can heal with the meaning behind it. Can we just go to that
Yeah,
part?
I'm saying, but
So the
I was just
meaning,
trying to get a synopsis of what we've been watching, why we came up with the name Marriage Can Heal,
mm-hmm,
because of what we just said, what we've been lately, studying and what we've been reading and what we've been seeing on
yeah,
TV and stuff like that, and just noticing different things
right.
and just noticing how marriages are just, not are not valued anymore. Like I said.
Yeah, but I believe that some marriages can really heal and really get back together if both people want it. Both people have to want their marriage to get better.
Here's a question then: can a marriage be saved if one person doesn't want it at first? Can the other spouse convince the other spouse
No,
to
I
make it
wouldn't say
work?
convince. I would say if you in a marriage and you going through and right you may be contemplating divorce, and while you waiting you haven't really all went through, maybe you can do like some counseling or something. Well, hey, I would
Mhm.
say go into prayer. You may find husbands or wife praying, say, God, change my husband heart, change my wife heart, that they see me as a different person. Like, give my husband a new wife and let that wife be me. Or give my wife a new husband and let that husband be me. You get what I'm saying? God can change a person if a person want to be changed
Mhm.
in a marriage. It cannot happen alone, but I do believe in prayer. I believe if you keep praying and you keep asking God, I want my marriage. I want my wife. I want my husband, Lord. Fix what I can't fix. Fix what's broken,
Mhm.
even in me. If it's anything in me that is not right, that's causing my marriage to fail, Lord, fix me first. Don't always look at your husband or your wife and pointing out what they're doing. Look at what you're doing. What are you contributing to your marriage that's causing it to fail?
Hmm. And when you mean by fail, just mean like because
Because it takes two people for it
yeah,
to
no,
work,
yeah, I know, yeah.
right? So if you got two
So
people
if
in
it
a
takes two people
marriage,
to work, it only takes one person to break it up.
especially if you ain't got God in it,
Yeah, well,
so it take three.
obviously, yeah.
But I'm just more saying,
But
it,
you said take three,
well, you got husband and your wife, and you got God.
right?
But
But
if you got husband and wife, and you
that's
and
not three, that's two.
what right
Because
what
God is never gonna
but you
destroy
know
a
what?
marriage,
That's true. But let me say this, because I'm gonna recant what I just said. Because when you become married, you become one,
right?
and then you have God.
Right.
So it's those two. So
Yeah, but if you're not one, then it's
if
still
you
two because it's still two separate.
right,
Just like it says in the Bible, don't be unequally yoked.
yeah, but I'm saying that what I'm
So,
saying, if you got a wife, right, or a
hmm
husband
hmm
that's saying, I don't want this, I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm not happy. You're not making me happy. In most cases, I don't like what's going on in our finances. I don't like what's going on in the bedroom. I got all of these things I'm not happy with. And I'm not happy with how you look anymore. Or I'm not happy with, what I'm saying? It could go so many ways. And people can become unhappy in their marriage and not even considering, maybe what am I doing?
well, it's
Why
always the
why
case.
am I
When
unhappy?
when you stop pointing fingers, you never point the finger at yourself.
Yeah.
That's just naturally the
Hmm.
course that it goes. You never point your finger back at yourself because you're trying to point out what the other person's doing to justify what you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's never gonna be
And you may have
the
a
case.
situation in a marriage where, one person can cause a situation to become bad, where you may be going through some type of abuse. Or it can be a woman or a man, mental, physical, mental, emotionally. You can be going through all of these things that a person can cause another person to then want to leave the marriage.
Right.
So if a person is saying, Lord, I want my husband to change, I want my wife to change from her ways. Lord, I want my marriage, I want it to work, I want to fix it. Lord, what can I do? And it don't come overnight.
Well,
It come with time.
I just thought like what you're just talking about. So marriage can heal.
Hmm.
I think I know, like for me, with marriage can heal, what you were just saying, but also like how can marriage heal? Because I'm pretty sure somebody's asking that question. How can marriage heal? And
Marriage can heal when you
wait,
got
can
two.
I?
Oh, you was asking a question.
I know I was asking the
Oh,
question. I
okay.
was asking myself
Oh,
the
you was asking yourself.
question,
Okay, go ahead.
and then I was going to answer myself.
Oh, okay.
Excuse you. Remember?
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, so like I was saying before I was really interrupted by my beautiful wife. Yeah, so marriage can heal. How can marriage heal? And more just on my own, marriage can heal because when you're married to somebody, as you say, you are one. So I had to learn to open up, which I think you still are not used to me doing, but you're getting better at it. And that is when I open up how I feel and telling you how I feel, it can heal me because I'm being truthful and honest with you about how I feel
Transparent.
and being transparent.
Mm.
And then whatever the problem is, we can work it out together as a couple,
Right.
as a married couple.
Right.
Um, and that's one way for me how marriage can heal. Another way is marriage can heal is because we always have each other's back.
Right.
So whatever's going on in our lives, you have my back, I have yours. Even through the good, through the bad, through the sickness, through the health,
Right.
we always have each other's back. You know, we had on Talking Point, we had this a young lady come on, and she talked about single women in the world. Single women, and the what they think, what they've been trained that it's okay to be single.
Mm.
I God put marriage there for a reason. He put marriage there so that we could have somebody else to talk to, have somebody else to be, have your best friend, have somebody else to lean on. It's hard to
To
live in
pray
this,
with, yeah.
to pray with, to just do things, and not just pray, mostly, yeah, pray, go to church, things like that, have children.
That's the point.
But
Just do life with.
the more thing is just to enjoy each other,
That's
just to
that's what I'm
go
saying.
out
A
and go
person to
out
just
and
do
have fun
life.
with each other
Right. To do
and
life
be
with.
monogamous to that one person.
Yeah.
And so to me marriage can heal. The reason why we picked this phrase and why we now changed our podcast to that
To the name.
is to the name is because to me, if even when a marriage is on rocky roads, if you want your marriage to work, the marriage, because of your marriage and the way you are committed to each other, that will actually heal your marriage.
Yeah.
And in the process of healing your marriage, hopefully it will heal you both too.
Yeah.
Like for us with doing the podcast and doing this, we've come to find that it heals us on things that we had a lot of stuff that was underlying problems that when we talk about on the podcast, it has allowed us to open up more and be very transparent. We was
Yeah.
already transparent people. We was always truthful. We always would,
Just
say
open.
how we feel,
Yeah.
and we never. At least I never tried, and I know my wife. We never tried to be people that would judge or be like, "Oh, you did this or that, so you can't, come around us." Unless the only way you're not coming around is if we feel you're a threat to our children.
Yeah.
Our children is our main priority, even over us.
Mhm.
But I just know that marriage can heal if you allow yourself to let it work that way.
Yeah, and work on yourself.
But now we're not working on ourselves; we're working on the marriage.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, in the marriage,
Hmm.
right? You asking God to help you be a better wife. Lord, help me be a better husband. Maybe it's something you're not doing.
Yeah, you could do that, but
Not that
I
not
think
that you're doing it
I
alone.
no, I'm not saying you do it. You can
You
do
get what
help
I'm
me be a
saying?
better husband, help me be a better wife. But I think it's more. It goes even more to help me to just make this marriage work. Help me to do whatever I have to do to help my spouse. Because I think I not even I think I know for a fact that when you are married, there's so much compromise and so much feedback and so
Yeah.
much give back that you have to give. You can't be selfish and be
It's a give and
married.
take. It's a give and take in
Right. You
marriage.
can't be selfish and be married. If you're selfish, you're not gonna be married because
Not long.
not long because it's just not gonna work.
Mm-mm.
It's not gonna
It
work.
won't.
You gotta be able to compromise. You may not always compromise, but you gotta compromise every
Yeah.
now and then.
You got to be able to say, look, whatever it is. For example, husband, I want to do this, or wife, I want to do this. What do you think? And actually learn to listen. Because I'm gonna be real transparent right now. Sometimes I'm more quick to respond than I am listening,
Yeah, I know that, but I'm
which is
glad you're
not.
saying that.
No, I'm just saying, and I know it's some people out there the same way as me, and I'm learning that for myself. Okay, I'm like, okay, listen first,
Hmm.
see what he's saying. Put it all in your head. Then think about what he's saying. Don't be ready to respond already. Because if I'm already responding before I even hear anything you're saying, then you know, I just said, what, whatever to whatever you say. I'm not even listening to you.
Hmm.
I don't pretty much stowed away whatever you just said. It didn't even register in my head. So now we in a situation where we arguing because I never did just take the time to listen. If I just took that time to just listen and
Actually,
say and actually just listen to you, right?
hmm
And been like, okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, let's work it out and see what happens. Like it happened last night, right?
yeah, but the thing is, I disagree with one thing you just said.
What's that?
We ain't arguing. No,
Not
no,
in
no,
the
no,
fact
no,
of
no, no,
arguing.
no, no, no. Let me say, we're not arguing
Hmm.
because I'm not arguing with you. You're
Right,
arguing with yourself
right. Not
because I'm just like, uh, all I was saying was this one statement.
right. No, maybe I used to not the
No,
word in the
no,
sense of
I'm saying some
arguing,
people will start an argument,
but I'm
but
saying in the sense of when you don't listen, right?
mhm,
It could just cause confrontation.
right
Let me use a different word.
there you
It
go.
can just cause you to,
Miscommunication.
yeah, because you're not listening.
Hmm.
You're not listening to what your husband or wife's saying.
Hmm.
You pretty much before they even get words out their mouth, because in your mind you already know what they think.
No,
So
you already think you know what they're
yeah,
thinking.
well, you already think you know what they're thinking. So you
Hmm.
just like, no, I want to do it this way or whatever it
That's a
is.
mouthful.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I
Yeah.
think it could go both ways for husband and wives. It ain't that they got to be like that all the time. It can be at a moment where if I'm talking to you and you think you know what I'm saying, and then I don't feel like you're listening to me, and then how we gonna solve anything if we not
Well, see
completely
that's what I talk about where marriage can
opening
heal.
up our
So
minds to each
I
other?
think our commitment to each other to make our marriage work has allowed us to heal
Yeah.
ourselves and be better towards each other. We still
Hmm.
have our disagreements. We still have our I won't even say arguments because we don't have arguments anymore. We used to have really bad arguments
I say we
before.
have our moments
We
of
have our moments of
confrontation.
disagreements, of confrontation, yeah,
Yes.
and disagreement.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't your thing, and like you said, we're gonna be transparent. Your thing more than anything is if I raise my voice, you go straight into oh, you raised your voice at me, so that you need to come, and then you don't hear nothing else I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because
But then,
all you
but
heard,
if you turn it around, and if you
all
turn
you heard, wait, let me finish. All you heard is that I raised my voice. But
right,
you raised your voice at me, and the first words out your mouth is, I just elevated. And I'm like, wait a
but you know what?
minute.
But if you turn it around, and for you sometimes
Hmm.
you can be the same way.
No, no, wait. I'm not disagreeing with that. I
I'm just
know
saying,
that.
if we're
All
going to
right.
point fingers, you
I'm
have to
not
point
put.
it in
I'm not.
both
No, see,
directions.
look. You're already getting defensive.
I am getting defensive. You're right.
You just said you was gonna be transparent.
I am being transparent and
Right.
defensive at the same
Okay.
time.
No, you can't be both. Listen, you just sound be transparent. So I'm just pointing out something to you,
Yeah.
and I'm being transparent. But on top of that, yeah, I have my faults. I sometimes you start saying something, and I automatically already think I know what you're gonna say. And I'm like, just no, and that, and then he's
Just
like,
say it
that's not.
already.
Just say it already. No, that's different. That's different. I don't. You know this. You know I don't like the. I don't. Sky does it too. You know I don't like that. I don't like that. Come to me with that. Well, dad. Well, baby. Hey, husband. Well, I was. I was. Thinking. Just spit it out already. Just tell me. Don't sit me. I don't. I don't need a 5 minute eloquy. Humming session before you tell me what you need or
And I
what
know
you
you just
want.
didn't say that because now I'm being defensive because I don't do that.
Uh, okay.
Maybe maybe it depends on what I'm talking about.
Oh wait, you just say you don't do that, and then you said maybe it depends what I'm talking about.
I just
So
thought
which one is
I
it?
had to think for a minute. I had to think for
Which
a
one
minute.
is it? See, that's what I'm saying. So you do it then. So you
I,
just
well,
admitted that you do it.
the point is,
You just said I don't do
you
that.
know what it is. Let me say this. You know what it is. But when I'm talking,
Hmm.
I'm thinking at the same time. So I want to before I say my words, I'm like and then because I want to. If I come to you, I want to come
Correctly.
clear and correct
Hmm.
because and it could
Yeah,
go
because
either way.
you're good for it. That's not what I meant.
Right. Excuse me. That's not what I meant, type of thing.
Hmm.
But it can be like that sometimes. For me
Hmm.
or even for you.
Yeah, I didn't say I don't do it. I
Well,
do it
I
too.
got to point you in there too.
But see, you was talking about you was being transparent, so I was talking about you.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say that I was perfect. I'm far from
Oh,
perfect.
definitely,
I've
definitely,
never claimed to be perfect. I
definitely.
don't. I
But
do a lot of wrong things. I
but you
say a
but
lot of wrong
yeah,
things.
definitely. But
You know.
marriage is not easy.
But
You
that's what I
know,
was saying.
and
That.
I want the women. I had another point. Marriage is not easy, and sometimes in some people marriages you have these different points that I was thinking about. People say they grow apart. People say they fall out of love. People say they just don't have time or they want to do themselves. And you have all of these different things that people want to do, why they want to divorce, why they don't want to be with the person. They just want to do life themselves now because they over the fact of being married.
But wait, like, what did I tell you today?
What's
We just
that?
had this conversation today.
What?
You don't remember? See, look, you don't even remember what we talked about today.
What did we say?
What did I say to you? Because you made a comment, and I said I don't want you using that comment because that's not true.
Man, I really can't remember.
Oh my god, you can't remember if what you ate just 2 hours ago, can you?
Yeah. Well, I didn't
Anyway,
really eat anything till later on today. I was
what you just pointed out, but my point was that with marriage can heal. I said to you earlier that I want to remove certain words from my
Oh,
vocabulary.
you did say that.
Don't want to say things like just not even negative
Oh,
things.
like
I
you.
just
Oh, I
don't want
remember
to.
now. You was saying that you don't want to be like I don't want to have time for this anymore, or I'm not doing this anymore, type of thing. And we have to be
Right,
careful what
because
we
you said
say.
that. That's what you said. You said I said that last night, and I was like, I would never say that because I've been in the past, in the beginning of a marriage, we said that to each other a lot.
Right.
We admit that, but now in 17 years of marriage, and now because it's not, you know why? Because you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah. But you know what? You know
And
what?
I know that. I know I'm lying to you if I say that. If I say I'm through, I'm done, just go back to Alabama, I don't mean that. So why am I even wasting my breath? Like, why even get, why just to get a rise? See, the problem with, with marriage can heal, and just in marriages, we gotta learn that we cannot say things to each other just to get a rise out of each other.
Yeah,
Because sometimes the rise is not the best rise that you want,
yeah, I agree with
and
that.
you don't need to. You don't. You know. We need to be loving and caring too. We're not always gonna like what the other person is saying or doing or thinking, but we still thought enough of them to marry him.
Yeah,
So guess what? Suck it up and just, like, let's get to the crux of the problem. Let's communicate with each other. Let's collaborate with each other. Let's understand each other. Let's be compassionate towards each other.
definitely.
Let's get this rocking where we just say, okay, you know what? We don't agree, but we'll come back and revisit it later. But we don't need to get into all these words trying to hurt. I yeah. Can I say it? Can I say what I said?
Yeah,
Okay, because I didn't want, because I was saying, well, actually, I could say it this way. You was acting a certain way, and I said you remind me of a relative of yours,
thank you.
and you was like,
Third person.
you know what? I'm glad, and I was like, and I meant it too, and I told you I still mean that.
Yeah,
So that part, I didn't take anything back, because this is the thing. Like, I'm trying to get to a point in our marriage where everything I say to you, I mean it. I don't have to be like, I didn't mean that.
yeah. You like I shouldn't have said
I
what I
shouldn't have
said.
said what I said.
Yeah,
No, because as you said, in for a marriage can heal. For me, is I think before I talk. So if I think before I talk, or if I really consider what I'm saying before I say it, then when I say it to you, you know I meant it, and then therefore there's no miscommunication.
right,
Because I think then that's how the marriage can break down. Because then if I say things that I don't mean, if I'm constantly saying something to you and then I say, oh, I didn't really mean that,
right.
and now and then as soon as I start to say something, you start thinking, oh, he's gonna say that again.
Hmm.
So then you think, oh, did he mean it or not? And then like it's just like we say to our children,
Right,
don't don't keep saying you're sorry. Just stop doing it.
right.
And I think that's how a marriage can heal. Just stop saying you're sorry. Just do right. If
And,
you say something, that's why if I say something to you now, I'm trying. If I say something, I know that's what I meant.
and you know what I find too is that talking to you and having respect for your husband and wife. Just I mean, and when I say that, I mean respect in the sense of how you talk to them, how you respond to them, how you come to them with different things. The way you talk, or just the way you say certain things can really, can just start something that shouldn't have even started.
Yeah, because you don't say it in the proper, or even matter of, like you said, even responding.
Yeah,
I always say this to you, and this is the funny thing. You don't remember this, which is the weirdest things. You don't remember this, but when we was going through our abuse and we was going through our problems in our marriage, which we still have problems in our marriage. I'm not saying we're perfect, but in the beginning of our marriage, you said something to me that to this day I say it to you now, and you don't even recognize it.
really
And
what?
that was, you said to me, why, if you treat me the way I treat you.
Mm.
You said that to me because I was
Mm-hmm.
treating you bad, and you was like, babe, I'm treating you good. So why can't you treat me back good? Why do you keep treating me bad
Yeah,
if I'm still treating you good?
because and you know
Show
what?
me, show me the respect
The love
to
that I'm giving you.
not even just the love, just the respect
Right.
that I'm giving you. Give it back to me. That's all I'm asking for. If you gave me the respect and the love that I show you, then we'll be okay.
Yeah.
But if you keep being mean to me and doing these things to me and being, nasty to me, then it's not going to work.
Right.
And I say that to you
Basically,
now.
treat me how you want to be treated.
Exactly. And I say
You know
that
what
to
I
you
mean?
now. I say, if I come to you, if you come to me with something and you're excited, you expect me to stop, listen, and respond.
Right.
So if I come to you and I'm happy and excited, I expect you to
Do the same thing.
do the same thing
Right.
because you expect so, and that's how marriage can heal. That's how we can heal our
Can
marriage
grow. Yeah.
because and we can grow and be better towards each other.
Yeah. Because I really, truly believe that God had you for me. I believe that because
I've been married for 17 years. He had you for something.
you know what I'm saying? You are my love,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a lot of respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a lot of growing on both ends, you know. And the way I to be where I am now in my marriage with you, in our marriage together, is it's a blessing.
It is. And
You
don't get
know.
me wrong, our marriage can still get stronger,
Yeah, definitely.
and we can
We
definitely we have so much to
we
grow.
have so much room
To
for
grow,
improvement
yeah, to grow.
in our marriage. It's
Yes,
never a stop. It's never like, okay, we didn't reach our point, so we don't need to try no more.
right.
It's always room to grow in a marriage.
Oh, definitely.
It's never just we done made it to our end. Because if you think like that,
Then it
then
goes,
guess
it
what?
goes all downhill.
Your marriage is not gonna survive
Mm-mm.
because you don't think you have to put in any more work.
Well, we already had that discussion.
Like, why should I put in the work? I was nice to you. I
Mhm.
loved you. I gave you children or whatever. I
Mhm.
did those things. What else do I have to give? Marriage, you have a lot. You have everything to give. Everything.
Mhm. Like we said, marriage is hard work. If you're
If
not,
you don't want to give it all to the end, to death do you part, because it makes you think. What do the marriage vows mean to people? So I want to ask you this question, babe.
mhm,
What do for better or for worse do death do you part mean to you?
better or worse, death do you part.
Hmm.
Do the good, do the bad. Better is.
Let's start
You
with
know what?
the
Matter of fact,
better
wait.
first.
I'm no, no, no. I'm even gonna go to another. I'm gonna go a different route. It's almost like look at it. Look at the life of Jesus and look at Jesus, right?
Right.
So for better or for worse,
Yep.
and we talk about this all the time when we pray for things and Jesus gives us what we want, gives us what we need.
Yeah.
We don't keep the the faith. We don't keep the spirituality of where we are. And I've been guilty of this. When I got locked up in prison, I was all into the Bible. Then as soon as I got out, the Bible got put down. I didn't pick it up for a while. I pick it
Right.
up sporadically, this and that,
Right.
you know. So it's almost like the same way we treat God when He gives us what we want,
Mm.
and that is that for better for worse. So for better or worse, meaning in the better times, I'm going to still praise you. I'm gonna
Yes.
still say you're my queen, you're my
Yeah.
wife. I love
Yes.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the worst, I'm gonna say I still love her. I still praise her. She's still my wife. And I will say this for the fact that even through all we talked about this, even through all the worst that we went through,
Yep.
I never went to neither one of us ever went to anybody else and said, "Oh, this is what my husband or this is what my
My
wife
wife
is
is doing.
doing."
Mm-hmm.
We never
Mm-hmm.
once. I know I never once. We did finally talk and get counseling and talk, but
But
that's
yeah,
different.
yeah. But if
That's
we
in
would
a
have went
that's in a
talking to
setting,
outside people,
right?
we would have got all these different
Right. You would have
influences.
got all the different influences. Oh,
Yeah.
you should leave him. He's no good. Oh,
Well,
you
she's
should
no good.
dang,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I mean by we never had where so for me better or worse is that no matter what's going on, I'm gonna treat you the same.
Yeah.
In sickness and what's the second
In
one you say?
sickness and health.
In sickness, health is
To death.
obvious.
Yeah. Sickness and
To
health.
death
Yeah.
do us part. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're with me till we die.
Yeah.
And that's why I said that. That's why I'm gonna stop. I'm really gonna try to stop to say things that I know I don't mean. Because why am I gonna say to you, know what? You get on my nerves. Go back to Alabama to your mama.
Well, you know what
When
woman,
I don't mean it,
and you want to know I'm gonna add to that. Don't never get a devil room to come in. When you allow the devil room, that means you letting the devil get into your mind. Because all he doing is just he don't know what you're thinking. but he willing to walk right in.
Well, yeah, I think
You get what
Pastor
I'm
Phil was
saying?
talking about that.
He
Philip
don't.
Phil Wesley was talking about that,
Yeah.
where the devil doesn't. He can't read your mind, but he can read your emotions.
Yeah.
So he'll do things, and by your emotions, know what you want, and what you don't want.
Yeah. So if we got to be careful when we in our marriages and when we have especially and especially our hard times
Hmm.
and when you having your little bumps in the roads in your marriage where things are you're not on the same page.
But that's what I said.
You
That's why I
got to be
said.
careful not to get a devil room
But that's why I
to
said.
make a home
But
there.
see, this is why I said. That's why I will praise you in the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Like, and you know this to be true. So I've always worked in healthcare. I've always worked in the truck. I've always worked thing.
Yeah.
Um, it's only actually I take that back. When we was going through our spats and stuff, there was only one person that was because he was in the truck with me
Right.
that would
Just
hear what was going on because he was in the truck with
you're
me.
a good friend.
Right, good, very good friend, close
Yeah.
friend, right? So he was in the truck with me.
Mhm.
So, but I wouldn't just go at work. And the other thing too that I learned to do is that I separate the two.
Right.
So I don't. So that's why I guess you could say the good, the good and the bad, and also through sickness and health, and also for better or for worse. Because for me, I really have worked hard with God's blessing and grace that I can separate the two. So when I go to work, I'm work. When I come home, I'm home. I try not to bring either one to the other.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So I guess that's how I answer that question. That I
Right.
like, yeah, I just pretty much always praise you, good or bad. You're always gonna be my wife, no matter what. No matter if we're in the worst of times, the worst of things, you're gonna be my
And I'm
wife.
gonna say this. So
Well,
and
actually, now you have to answer
oh,
that
I have to answer
question.
a question, but I have one more question. So what if the worst was we living in a shack? Would you still want to be with that person?
Yeah,
Okay. So if
I need you to keep me
your husband or
warm.
that wife and he lost his job or she lost her job, let's say both of you have, all right? Would you still work at it? Some people can't handle stuff like that. Would you still stick in?
Well, number one, that's already our case, and it's not your fault. We're already in that boat. I've always wanted to be the provider.
No, no, I know that, but I'm just saying in some marriages, some people won't.
The question is, that's your question, because if I lost my job, would you still love me?
Yeah, of course I would.
Because
I have plenty of
because you have
times
you have no because you're always been a housewife, and that's
since
not a
since we
knock.
had children
Since you've had children, that's not a knock on you, because you've done an excellent job raising our children and taking care of me and the kids and stuff.
and
So you've done an
homeschooling them at times.
and
Yeah,
homeschooling at times and watching over them and taking care of them and stuff like
yeah,
that. And you work. I always tell people you work harder than me,
yeah,
because you have constantly. You come home, you have to clean this, fold that, wash this, things like that. I know I come home and I still go out. I take the laundry, stuff like that, go grocery shop and things like that. But it's just teamwork on both our parts. But
yeah,
my point,
definitely.
but my thing is that yeah, no matter what, good or bad.
Yeah,
If you was living in a cardboard box, I'd still be with you.
yeah.
You know.
Now that's what I'm saying. That's the type of love that we have to have for each other in our marriages.
Hmm.
Is that when you're going through those hard times, that you're gonna stick it out
Yeah.
because God bless a child to have his own that's working together,
Hmm.
that's praying together,
Hmm.
that's being there for that person.
Hmm.
Some people say I could do bad all by myself. That's a bunch of crap.
You can do bad by yourself. You can do
Of
bad.
course you can, but
Yeah, of
who want to
course.
go through stuff alone?
There's a lot of people out there in today's world that want to do that.
I wouldn't. I
I
wouldn't want to go
listen. You
through
said you
a
wouldn't,
situation.
but
I'm
I
just saying
just
it for
said there's
me.
people out there now that would do that.
But better or worse for me to answer your question. For better, I would be there, obviously, through the better. But for worse, I have been there still, and I will be there, because just because things getting bad doesn't mean you run away.
Well, that's why I was saying that question has already kind of been answered in our
Yeah, in
podcast
our
over
podcast, yeah.
because we've been through the
Now for
better
sickness and
and
health,
for the worse.
but I said for sickness and health, of course I'd be there for you for
Well,
sickness and health.
that's already happened too.
Yeah.
Because when I had the kidney stones, you made me go to the hospital. Oh, matter of fact, when I had the accident, I had the fractured pelvis and
And
wrist and
collarbone.
ribs and collarbone and all the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
You was there for me then.
but
Even though I must say
I'm
you made
saying
me give the
no,
kids
no, no.
baths.
I'm saying what it means to me. What it means to me
Mm,
to be better is to comfort
yeah,
through the worst time. Comfort your mate. Talk to them. Pray with them, and say, we're gonna get through this hard time.
yeah.
We're gonna make it. I know it don't look good.
Hmm.
I know it don't sound good. Everything is just crumbling. Everything is falling. I done lost my job. You done lost your job. We ain't got no money. We ain't got no food. How we gonna do this? How we gonna pay our bills? And everything is just hitting the fan. How we gonna make it?
Yeah.
The point we work together.
Hmm.
We say, okay, let's get
We've
out
been
here.
there too. We've been down
Yeah,
where we had
let's try.
a
Let's make it
pound,
happen. Yeah.
$1 to our name.
But
We're
even
like,
when we lived in
really?
America, we went through some hard times.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, we stuck it out.
Hmm.
We rode the boat. We kept riding it.
Yeah.
We didn't let it sink.
Nope.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
kept
Don't
rowing. You was
keep
rowing with me.
riding the boat.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on Jesus,
Hmm.
and you won't sink.
Yeah.
You
I
get what I'm
totally agree.
saying?
Yeah, we definitely won't.
But through the good, I was there. I was happy. We had so many good times. We still having good times, and I'm gonna love you even still then
See,
and
that's
there.
what
I
you
mean,
just
I'm just
said
saying.
something. You know what? Even through the bad, I still had good times.
Yeah, but
Because sometimes God takes you through bad things to get you to the good.
yeah, to make you guys stronger.
Mhm.
When you can get through that hard patch in your marriage,
Mhm.
you'll be amazed how close a husband and wife can become.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's amazing. You can see the love on them.
Hmm.
Like just riding. You can look at a couple and be like, whoa.
Yeah. And you know that they're a couple.
Yeah, you know that they stuck like glue.
Yeah.
You get me? Ain't
Well,
nothing fit to
we
separate
had
them.
that situation this
Ain't nothing
past.
gonna separate them.
Yeah, we had that situation the other day when we was talking to somebody and they only acknowledged me. And I was like, oh yeah, so this is my wife. Because I'm good for that. You know
Right.
me.
And I'm like that too. Like
I
this, oh,
like
this my
this is my
husband.
husband. Like we
Right
just
here.
do that because I'm making sure you know that that's my
I'm finna
wife.
make this
Like
crystal
yeah,
clear before
like
I even get into a conversation with you. This
mhm,
is my husband here.
yeah. Because I
Or
think that
I'd be
I
like,
find that
babe.
I
I'd be
felt
like, babe, come here.
you hate when I do that to you. But the thing is, I think I just find that to be a little not I won't say disrespectful, but just weird that sometimes men or women they be talking to like other people, but in their house you wouldn't even realize they're married.
Some people do that. It's the
That
weirdest
is, I say
thing.
it's the weirdest thing. Like you won't even realize they're
I
married,
don't get it. I
and
just don't get
then you see them
it.
walking away with somebody like, wait, who? And they, oh, that's his husband or that's his wife. Her wife. I mean, his wife. That's um.
Right.
I'm
I
getting
know
all
what you mean.
confused, but yeah, because I got it all in my mind, just like
Yeah.
right. But so I'm like, why did they say? And the other weird thing is that the other spouse sometimes doesn't even like thing. Like I know if I'm seeing you talking to somebody, I'll be honest. If I see talking to a dude, I'm definitely walking up and introducing myself.
Look, he ain't got to tell me twice. I'm walking
Um,
over there with the children with me. I'm like, hey.
and
I'm like,
that's a
hey.
fun.
I'm like,
Well,
hey, go get your daddy.
that's a funny thing. It don't you don't even need to do that because before you even get over there, I'm already like, oh yeah, my wife is over there, my children are right there. Blah 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 blah. I
You
make
heard
sure
what I
I've
just
already
said
covered that
earlier. I'd
up.
be like, oh, my husband, babe. I'd be calling you. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like, acknowledgement is everything. I
But
feel
it's not about acknowledgement. It's just about respect. I'm married to you, so like we said, goodness, I'm always
no
gonna
what I'm
praise you.
no my
I
point
think it's
my
praise.
point for that is saying when you happy with who you with, when you love who you with, and you ain't afraid to at any point to say this is my wife or this is my husband. You get what I'm saying? You ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? Nobody have to say, are you married?
Right.
Because they gonna already know because
They're
it's
already gonna
bef-
sense it.
they can sense it, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it before they even ask.
Yeah, that's true. I know what you mean. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
So that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to, speculate with me
Right.
because it
Better
is
or
what
worse,
it
baby. I'm ride or die.
is.
I call
Yeah.
you. You know what I call you, right? I tell people. You know what I tell people you are.
What?
I say you're my little southern firecracker. I do tell people that. I tell people you're my little. I told you that. I tell people you're my little southern firecracker
Mm,
because you full of pep and energy.
mm.
And don't let some chick try to roll up on me.
But you know what? One thing I would never
You be
do.
there. You be there quick, boy. Excuse me. What do you think you're doing? And you won't even be. That's a thing. You wouldn't even be looking at the girl. You be looking at me.
Because I ain't fit to blame her.
Yeah, because
You know what
it's
I'm
my
saying?
choice. Yeah.
I'm not fit to blame the woman because
Mhm.
if she's talking to you all this long time because you haven't acknowledged or told her that you even was married.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You having a conversation with her, or it can go with him or a man.
Yeah, but on that subject, we talked about this too. We always said we just had this conversation about a week ago, didn't we? That we made a promise to each other. What's the promise we made to each other?
To never get a divorce.
We promised to never to get a divorce. No, we
Oh.
didn't. We didn't promise that.
Oh,
You
sorry.
tried to make me promise, but I'm not. I'm not trying to divorce. I'm not. No,
No,
because I don't
what
have
was
to.
you
I
saying?
don't. I told. I don't have to promise because that's
Wait.
not in my vocabulary.
But what you was about to say though?
Because we was talking about because this is how we got on that because we said if we ever was to if you told me if I ever want to be done, just be man enough to let you know.
Yeah, I had said, look, if you want to be with somebody else, just
let
tell
know.
me.
Yeah.
Don't have me in the wind. Don't be coming home acting like you for me when you know you want to be with somebody else.
Right.
Like, you know, what's that song? Your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town.
What song is that?
It's a one of them oldies.
Oh, it's not an R. Kelly song, is
No,
it? Oh,
it's an oldies. I don't know if it's the Ozzy Brothers, somebody, but it'd be like your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town.
Oh.
Stop,
You would know that because
stop
you grew up
messing
on
me
that.
around. Yeah, it's some oldie goldies. And then
Yeah.
my daddy used to all that stuff because you know
Yeah, because he's
in the South.
Yeah, in the
But
South, baby.
but yeah, you can't. You know, people come home pretending. You know what I'm saying? Don't come play with me.
Mhm.
Do not waste my time. Do not act like you love me when you know you don't.
So all I got to do is just one day just don't show up.
And then guess what? One thing,
Look,
look, if that's what you choose to do, I can't. If you decide one day that you don't want to be or you don't want to come home, what am I supposed to do?
Nothing.
You think I'm finna go search for you?
You better come looking for me. You just said for wait. You just said for better or for worse. So you're not gonna come look for your husband?
How I'm gonna look for someone that has disappeared? That ain't for better or for worse. You left. You gone.
Let me ask you this question: do you ever think I would do that?
I wouldn't think you would.
No. Answer no. See, I'm asking you for a specific reason because
To be honest with you, no, I don't. I never would. I don't think of you as that person that is just up and just go. Be here one moment, everything going fine, and then one day you decide, okay, you know what, I'm leaving.
And why is that?
Because you love family. You're not that type of person.
No, not even that. And on top of that, how many times have I had a chance to do that to you?
You had plenty of times.
Okay.
To ghost.
This one the post.
You had plenty of times to ghost, but guess what? We both have. We both have opportunities.
Nah, you couldn't ghost because I know where you would be.
It doesn't matter where you know where I be. You can know where someone is. That don't mean they want to be there.
No. No, what I meant was that we was just talking about the ghosting part because it was times like we talked about this where, you know, when I got deported from New York.
But I'm saying if that's what you chose, but you didn't have to, but you did.
No. My whole point of this is that I respected our marriage enough to know that I wanted to be married to you no matter what, and I was gonna make it work.
Okay,
that's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to get to.
You getting deported was not breaking our marriage. It's something that you had to leave. You act like.
No, it could have broke the marriage because
no, it wasn't because I'm here.
Wait, Todd, see, you're not listening. Wait, stop. Take for a minute. Take a breathe. Take a deep breath, and relax for a minute, and take a deep breath and think. When I got deported, I didn't have to send for you. You would have known. I could have came to Bermuda and then left Bermuda and came to the UK. You wouldn't even know I was over here.
Yeah, but the point.
And I know, but it's not about the point. I'm I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, we're talking about marriage here. We're talking about better for worse. That's what I'm talking. Like I was just stating, like, because you was like, you know, like That's why I said to you that I'm not going anywhere. Because let's get back to the original point of you were saying.
What I was saying was, if you're talking to a woman, and that's what we were talking about.
Right?
We got all off track.
No, we didn't get off track. We was talking about that, and then we were saying about the fact we was having a conversation where we were saying, if you want to just be up and gone, just let me know. But before that, I said to you that I'm in it for you're my ride or die, you're my southern firecracker, you're my, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm sticking with you no matter what. That's my point. And that's why I was saying that through all the different changes that we went through in our marriage, I made sure within a month or two that you was right there with me. And that's all I was pointing out to you.
Okay. Thank you for
So
making
just
that
saying,
crystal for
no,
the.
I'm not.
How
I'm
many
not
times
making
you?
it crystal.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
go back
making
and
it
listen.
crystal. I'm not making it crystal. I'm just because you was talking about that, and I one point to show you that no matter what, you know what, I'm in this for the law. I'm not going like because you was talking about
I was talking about if you what I was saying was when you were talking about if you talking to somebody and that woman don't even know that you married, then what is that?
but that's why I make sure people know.
No, I'm just saying they can go for a man, vice for man or woman.
Hmm.
If I'm talking to a man and he don't have no idea I'm married because I never mentioned it, maybe it's something you're trying to do.
That's my point.
Maybe you want a way out.
That's my point.
Some people always look. Some people make that clear. Some people looking for a way out.
Of course.
So
But if they want a way out, they just got to get out.
yeah,
You don't need a reason.
but some people do.
Yeah, because they're
Some people need a
that's the
reason,
punk way.
want a
They
reason,
can't. Yeah,
and then you got some people that just leave
yeah,
and never come back.
yeah.
It happens, not just in TV shows, but in real life.
I've been there before too.
So
I've come home and nothing's been in the house. Everything's gone. Like what?
oh my gosh, was that in your
Uh,
first divorce or your second divorce?
I'd rather not say. As you
Okay,
said, third person.
okay.
How you gonna try to blow me up like
I'm
that? You
sorry.
trying to get me in trouble here?
I'm
What's
not.
wrong
I'm
with
not.
you?
I'm sorry. I should. Okay.
How
Scratch,
you
scratch.
know? You have to edit that out of the
No, I
podcast.
will not. But
There you go.
but
Because
you
I
did.
went the right way.
You
You
didn't
like,
answer the question, so
what was
it's
the
all
question?
good. It's all good.
What's
No,
the
I
question?
said I asked you, was it your first or second? You said you're not gonna say. I said okay.
I prefer not to answer
Yeah,
that
you said you
question.
prefer not to answer. Okay,
I plead the fifth.
please. But
But though, that's the funny thing. You know the answer to the question. So why you asking me? You trying to throw me? You trying to get me in trouble? That's what I say. Throw me on the.
oh
No,
my
don't do
god.
that. You
But
know the answer.
but marriage. I love marriage.
Yeah.
And I really do believe it all depends on how a person been raised. Some people are not raised to see how marriage is
You
or
know
how
what?
marriage
That
can
is
work.
true in a sense, but you know what?
I really do
Sometimes you.
believe that.
No. Listen.
Because women,
Wait,
let me
wait, wait.
finish
Look.
this.
Okay, go ahead.
Because sometimes people, if they not seeing even if you have a single mother or father that's raising, depending maybe a father or parent in the past or whatever situation may be, you may have that, so they didn't have no choice but to see that. But you can have single parents that do raise good people that can be good spouses or good husbands or wives. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it depends on how you raise, how you sometimes perform in a marriage. Because if you're going through abandonmentship, if you're going through things where, you had a hard time as a young child and you have had some trauma in your life, it can affect you in your marriage as well,
Yeah, but see,
long term.
okay, but this the thing. This is why we say marriages work. Because for me, yes, it's good if you was raised in a marriage in a family where there's a husband and wife. They grew up, they've been married a long time. But it just gives you like a skeleton of marriage because his marriage is so to me marriage is so broad.
Yeah,
So you can take a little bit of what they went through and what they did and bring it over to your side and use it. But in order for marriages to work, it's everybody's so different, especially in today's world. Everybody's so different. Everybody's so um not thinking in a different way. So it's work in the sense of that you have to really put in the work to understand the other person, be able to compromise with, like I said, compromise,
right.
study more than anything, God in your life. That's first off, God in your life.
No, yeah,
And then
definitely.
let that lead you. And like I tell the children, let God be in your life and he will lead you down the path you need to go down.
Yeah,
But you beyond that, God in your life, and then you start training yourself and learning different things, reading books, talking to different people, talking to
definitely.
other marriage couples,
Mm-hmm.
talking, don't go talk to singles because singles people they just not gonna be able to tell you because they don't know.
Yeah, because they never been
So
married.
talk to married people. And I say even this, talk to married people, talk to divorcees.
Yeah.
Because I'll say this one thing. Most divorcees get divorced, but once they're divorced, they realize they made a mistake.
And some people get remarried.
And some people get remarried, but
Yeah.
I would never go back. I'm never going backwards. But my point is that they realize they made a mistake. So talk to some divorced people. They will actually give you better insight on what not to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I agree with that
I
one.
think that when it comes to marriage, you have to be willing to just put in work every day, every minute.
Every single day.
That's every day.
I know. I was just adding.
Yeah, because you like doing that. Anyway, but do you have any close? Well, let's because we were going longer than we thought
Well,
we was gonna
we did,
go.
but I just want to say this one thing since we wrapping it up. I really pray after we finish this. I really hope that if you're watching this, I pray that your marriage survives. I pray that God come in and sweep out whatever is was broken in you, in your marriage, or whatever the situation may be, because marriage can be a beautiful thing. God didn't put
Not
you to
marriage can be. It is a beautiful
marriage
thing.
can and
No,
it
it's not
is.
can. Marriage is a
Okay,
beautiful thing.
okay, sorry. Marriage is a beautiful thing.
Hmm.
And if you got two people that's willing to put in the work, to put in the time,
You
then God
that
can
there you
really
go.
bless
Your marriage.
your home, your
Yeah,
family.
exactly.
And that's what he wants.
Exactly.
And and
Because what God puts together, no man put us under.
not no man. And when we say by no man, a lot of people don't know what those words mean. That mean anybody outside, anybody that's influencing you, that whether it's TV, like my husband said earlier, whether it's TV, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whoever it is, don't let no one talk you out of what you have with your husband or wife.
Hmm.
Because you have people out there that
Oh,
see you
mainly, and
happy.
actually, the
You may
devil.
have some
Don't
people,
let the
yeah,
devil either.
you may have some people out there seeing that you happy, seeing that you happy with who you with and what you're doing, and maybe they not happy. So they're like, wait
Yeah,
a minute.
actually, that's something.
They're like, wait a minute. I'm not happy. So misery love company.
Yeah. Don't let your thoughts, don't
Mm-hmm.
let your feelings,
Mm-hmm.
don't let things of that, don't let your emotions
Yes.
guide your marriage
Yeah.
because they will mislead you every time.
Every single time.
Yeah.
So
But definitely.
that's my words
Yeah.
to someone, and just ask God to help you be for as a woman in a marriage for me, as and for you wives out there, women that want to be married, ask God to show you who your husband is. Ask God to help you be a good wife to your husband and to love and nurture him and your children. And let God do the rest.
Yes. I'm sorry.
And stay positive. What's your last words, babe?
Pretty much repeating what not repeating, but saying what you said to the stand of that, just as we said, as we not start this new journey with Marriage Can Heal podcast, and you're joining them the journey with us.
Yeah,
We just hope that throughout the next however long that we'll be able to help those marriages that may need some help
yeah,
by just by just talking and showing you that you're not the only one out there that's going through things. I think sometimes in marriage, where we didn't even touch on, I think people think, especially men, think that they're the only ones that's going through whatever they're going through. They don't realize that there's other men out there that's going through the same thing, other women out there going through the same thing.
yeah.
So my my parting thought would be is just that no matter what you think, there's always somebody else worse off than you,
Definitely.
and there's always somebody else that's going through the same thing you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
But we just hope that this podcast can help you to open up, and like we said, you didn't put the email at the bottom, but you can just if you want to talk, you can email us.
You can go to the description box down onto our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
It'll have all the
and
information there.
it'll have all the information, the link tree, and everything.
So hit up our link tree, and it'll have all the different links where you can reach us and everything.
right? And we still have also the Gmail, which is marriagecanhealpodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
So you can contact us at the marriage can heal podcast@gmail.com.
Right.
And if you just need to talk to somebody, and if I said, like I tell, if we can help you, then we can pass you on to somebody else that can.
Definitely.
Because we know a lot of marriage counselors and pastors that do counseling.
Yeah.
So we're just putting out an APB
Yeah.
for those that if you're struggling in your marriage and having issues in your marriage and you want to make your marriage work,
Don't be afraid to talk to
don't be afraid
somebody.
to talk to somebody. Don't be afraid to reach out
Yeah.
and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And I guess that and because marriage can heal,
It
and if you
can.
both put in the work, then your marriage can make it.
Yeah, it can.
So
You want to pray it out?
I in a minute just wanted to say a couple of things.
Okay.
So behind this is a picture. Uh, those that on YouTube can see it, but on the radio, I'm sorry you can't see it. Obviously,
Our daughter is an
our
artist.
daughter has been painting since she's been young,
She's
and
been
she made
painting since
this
she's been
young.
7. Yeah.
That's young.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, I just looked up and down for those on the radio. But anyway, um, so the picture. We just want to put this picture up to show the artist that she is. Um, she just loves to use a lot of colors and vibrant and just abstract and things of that nature.
Mm.
So we're really proud of her.
Yeah.
So in case anybody's asking who's that, what's that picture behind us, I just thought I would bring that up.
Yeah. She has so many other
And
art
also next week we'll be joined
with a special
by
guest.
a special guest, Pastor Andrew Campbell.
That's right.
He was at Waterstone. Am I saying that right? Waterstone?
Wiltonstone,
Waterstone, right?
7-day Adventist Church
A
in
couple of
London.
weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
he did a series there.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to school with his sister,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, something like that. It's been a long time. When you get old, you can't remember some things. But either way, he will be on, and we're going to talk about marriage, and we're going to
You
talk
so
about
long
couples.
winded.
We're going to talk about children. How am I being long-winded? I'm talking about what we're going to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm done.
Oh,
Anyway, nah. Anyway, whatever. I ain't paying no attention anyway. So yeah, so just wanted to let you know that next week we'll be having Pastor Andrew Campbell,
yeah.
and it's gonna be an exciting time. And we just want to thank you for joining us
Thank you
on our
guys.
journey with the Marriage Can Heal podcast.
That's right. And so we have all our social media platforms. We have YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can go join those pages and subscribe right now to our. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead now and subscribe to Marriage Can Heal podcast.
Like,
Don't sit up there and not do that. Don't be shacking up with us, but that's okay. Just come on in, hit the subscribe button. I promise you will not regret it.
is that the link tree too?
Yeah, go hit up our link tree. Um, it's Linktree, the Goddess Ministry. But if you go to our about in the YouTube channel, it will have all of our information there, and they have links where you can go to Linktree, and you can hit it up. We have it on all our links are on our platforms on Facebook, on our Instagram page, and if you want to find us, is Marriage Can Heal podcast. That's it. You just go put it in, and it'll pop up.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Again, my name is Pedro,
My name is Tara.
and this is the Marriage Can Heal.
Podcast.
Peace.
Peace.
Drop the beat now.